Welcome to the Reserve 24/7 walkthrough and training program. You're a new customer, and we will be walking you through the login process and the back end of the administrative section. Yes, this can sometimes be boring, these kind of training videos. So let's get to this and get you comfortable and up and running to utilize the Reserve 24/7 reservation system. So the first thing you're going to do is you will see up here, we're in a testing area, but the testing area environment will look exactly the same when it is on your system for your business. There will only be a slight difference, and that will be up here in the URL. It will just have different lettering and words, mainly your business name. But this will be the entry board you're going to be looking at. This is a company that we work with, a customer of ours. So you'll go over to the top right and you'll see the login button. You'll click on that. You'll see immediately it comes up blank with an email address and the password. The email address is going to be the one that you use and you've set up. As you can see, it brings up this email address as the login username. And then the password, we'll type that in. Again, that will be set up when you are onboarded as a customer. You will click submit, and it immediately comes up into the columns and the spaces, like home, spaces, calendar, reservations, financials, and settings. It will also list any additional locations. If you only have one location, you will see the name of that location. Usually it is related to a city location. As in this one, there are 3 locations for this company: Portland, Wood Village, and Fife, Washington. We'll be working with the Portland location. So I will go to the home. As you can see, this is it. And in the home area, you will have reserved space for customers. I'll start off simple. Let's click on that. It brings up what we call the Reserve Wizard. You'll see my name right here as we are in my account, the user login. Now, this is basically, you can do this for a customer. Let's say you have a customer that's walked up to the window per se. You're going to want to be able to get in there. You're not going to ask them, hey, go to the, user interface. They're going to look at you and say, I've been driving 10 hours. Please just log me in. And it's last minute. It's to cover you for any last minute customers that come in. Not everybody is going to be willing or able to get on to the internet or to an app to get to this. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You will check the user if they're in the system. Then you put their user email and login. That's what is done here. I'll be closing the wizard now. If they are not logged in, if they do not have an account with you, you will come down here to register new user. I know that seemed pretty obvious, yes? Under register, you will see the email is used to uniquely identify you. You will always use an email address for the customers. Then they can give you the password. You can use that. They can always go in and change that. The name, usually this is, their name, someone that's going to be responsible if it is a company driver. A phone number, text messages can be used, so mobile phone is perfectly fine. The number of the truck info, the DOT number, the truck number, if they have a truck number, the make of the truck, the color of the truck, and the company name on the truck. And then you'll click register. That will enable you to reserve the space for the customer. It automatically takes you to that window. We will not be doing this now because I do not have a customer. So you can click on it, close it. Let's go to spaces right over here. Now, spaces is going to be the area that shows you for your location that you're in. The section shows reserved spaces. Not only active spaces are shown as well. Let's say you have 50 spaces that you're going to make available. It will show all 50. Whether or not they are reserved or not, it shows what is potentially available. This feeds off of any of the reservations and it automatically updates. So this is, in a sense, live within 3 to 5 minutes as soon as a reservation is put in by you or your customer. It will give the name. Here you can see we have had some phony ones put in. It will give the name, phone, all that information that you put in, it will list here. And so it does expand, as you can say, click to expand or contract. It gives as much information as you can put in there. And it lists them, as you can see. Last night, it gives you a little bit of history. And then tonight. I'll go over here to the calendar. You can change the months. You can also change the year. Not that many people are going to be making reservations 5-6 years ahead, but it's better to have something that you don't need to use than not to have enough. So you can click, let's say, the 12th. Let's go to the 19th. It shows you, and on the 3rd, as you can see, we've put this in, so it's pretty static right now. But this will change, of course, in this area when you do have reservations that are in place. As you change the date, it will come up. It's very good at that. Now let's go to the calendar. Now, I don't know that I have to explain this, but the calendar basically is up to a 3-month window, as you can see the dates. And it will basically show you any of the percentages, how many. You have 3 of 20. Over here on February 3rd, it says 4 of 20. So that's 20%. And as you can see, it will change 4 of 13. What is that? April 13th, that's 3 of 20. So these are showing you your percentages on the dates, Sunday through Saturday, that you have reservations and how well you're doing, how busy you are. Gives you an idea. This is an area where you can use to see, 1, is this working? 2, am I making money with this? 3, should there be more advertisement to push for a certain day, maybe Tuesday as opposed to a Friday? Things like that. You can decipher that. Let's go to reservations. Now the reservations show immediately the detail, the user, the owner, all of the details, but it breaks it out in an area that you can quickly look at. And it'll give you a rather fast, advanced piece of information if you're looking. Again, you have the calendar here off to the side showing reservations. Let's see if we've got any changed. Probably not. We've shown the 2 in here. It also shows that when the reservation is made, there is a section in there that has the option for wide loads, meaning a truck is pulling a wide load. It's going to need, more than likely, a little bit longer space. It's also going to need much wider area. So let's go into the financials. The financials, this is showing transactions. Month to date, year to date. It can show you an exact month. As you can see from the very beginning of the month to the end, it'll show the totals, any of the transactions that have been made. It shows the fees and taxes, credit card fees, our fees as a company, any discounts that you've given based off the customer total, and then dispersal paid to you, our subscriber. You can also click right here at the bottom, well, somewhat middle, bottom now, of that blue screen in the totals. It says Save to CSV. Basically, CSV is a form of an Excel sheet. This is great if you want to use it for your bookkeepers, your accountants, anyone like that needs to see this, and they can upload a CSV into many accounting programs such as QuickBooks. It is very common. We do it all the time. And so this is your transaction, and more of a transactional history, month to month, day to day. Let's go over to settings. Now this is going to be a section that you're going to do almost immediately. This is where you'll spend most of your time to begin with when you're trying to perfect everything and getting on, online to start doing business, getting reservations for your customers, interacting and getting everything tied up so you can start performing. Location settings. Open location settings. We could do that. You just click on it. ID. Now this ID is where we've set up ID numbers in conjunction with what works for you. And it'll be relational database is what we call it, which basically is a fancy word for the number that correlates with your location. Again, this is more of a thing that you're going to deal with if you have more than one location, such as this company does. So the name will come up. Portland. This is the number 27 is for their Portland location that they've given. As you can see, an address, a phone number that will be something that they can, the contact phone number, who you have there in charge, whether it's you as the owner or the manager or anyone like that you select. The price, the nightly price, you will put that in. We can do that for you. But usually, and since it is such a static number, it can change. Let's say you're doing $35 a night for 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden you realize, hey, I can actually charge $40 a night. And you can make that change. You don't have to, send an email, make a phone call, and hope that it can be done quickly. No, this is giving you the control over your tool. You can do it on your own and immediately go into this and do that. You can set your new check-in time, any check-in time that works, that you know that your customers are coming in. When are the trucks coming in? When are they coming to their hours of service? The end of it. So they need to check in. Check out, of course, it's on a 24-hour time clock. So you're going to have that, corresponding to the time. The web name, if you have a website, of course you do, you're going to want to put that there. The state, the city, the zip, longitude and latitude, usually that is something we put in for you as part of the onboarding process. So that's not something I'm going to ask you to go out and look up on a map and try to figure out what your longitude and latitude is. You've got better things to do than that. Now, this section, the HTML, this is an area that we have designed where, let's say you do have somebody, and you'd be amazed how many people do know this in some cases. If they want to put in a custom look, they want to put in a custom function in your tool for reserving, and you have someone that has written HTML code, this is where you'd be putting it right here. If not, you're like me, you're going to want to do things in good old-fashioned English. And this terms area, this is the terms for your location. If you have special terms for parking on it, trash, is it allowed to have more than one person in a truck, your property terms, your business terms and conditions. As you can see here, this agreement shall be daily, 24-hour space rental, and either party must give the either party notice and reservation for extending additional day prior to expiration to the then current reservation use, if it's anything past 24. Then they put, see our full terms and conditions at, and they have listed a website page where they have the legal documentation for the terms and conditions. You can do that as well. Makes it much easier and a shorter space to be used. Remember, your customer is looking at this on a phone, usually, I'd say 90% of the time, or a tablet the other 5 to 10%. We try to make it easy for you, but easy for them, convenient. If you have a sales tax percentage, this is where you're going to put it. What time zone are you in? Pacific, Central, Eastern, things of that nature. The nightly rate, again, you can change it here to $35 a night. This company had a weekly rate. They gave a discount. They wanted more long-term. And you're going to have companies that maybe they're regulars coming into your town for, manufacturing companies or deliveries that are just regular, and they want a guarantee where they're going to be able to have that space and not have to worry about trying to find parking. So there, in many cases, they'll say, hey, I'm going to be there 2-3 days. I'll pay this rate. It saves me money, and it's something I know I'm going to do. The other is the monthly rate. Monthly rate is a number you can put in, and that's for your customers that maybe work out of your community. They need a place to park their truck on a regular basis, so they pay that monthly rate. Also, for companies that are coming in, maybe they have 5 loads a week coming in, and they're so consistent, they want a guarantee for any one of their trucks that are going to come in, so they could reserve monthly for you, and this is the space you're going to put that in. Monthly summary, anything. This is a summary seen when the user clicks the monthly button. This is any information you want to put in there that is going to show it is different than a daily overnight parking, as this one did. And you can see this is some of the HTML type programming. You don't have to do that. If you do know it, you go right ahead. As you see, monthly payment, down payment first and last, and security deposit. Monthly auto payments, 30-day notice. This is a little piece of script that they put in there, and it worked really great for them. Then you have the monthly agreement. This is the agreement that the user sees before payment. Now this can be a long, drawn out. It can be short. Now they put here a daily rate, then the monthly rate. So it's a table. First and last month required in down payment. We put that in there for the monthly if you offer monthly. And that way they see the legal notification, so they can't say, hey, I didn't know. It really protects you as the business owner. Monthly confirmation, daily confirmation. This is the confirmation. It's just confirming that they did do this and this is what they chose. Here are the billing cycles, the next section. Select the allowable billing cycles for this location. In this case, it is nightly. This is the service that we're giving this particular company at this particular location. Only doing nightly, they are handling weekly and monthly. Maybe they don't have as often a customer that wants a weekly or monthly. So they've selected that it only be nightly. Then once you're done, you've made your changes, you click update. And when it updates, it takes you back to the top. Close location settings. Now the next is the coupon launcher. I'm going to open the coupon settings. Now here's where you make coupons. You're going to have holidays. You're going to have times of the year that you just want to do something. Veterans Day, 4th of July, Christmas, things of that nature. For any reason, this is your business. You want to make a coupon, you type in the title of the coupon. And I'll do that right now. Example coupon. Yes, I'm not smooth about this, nothing catchy. So, and then you put in when. Okay. Well, the date is, you can do it that way. You can do this little button right here. It's a little triangle pointing down, and you can pick from the calendar that comes up from 2/4/2020 or 2020 to the 7th of February. So, and then that is the time frame that the coupon is going to be good for and only good for. Then the discount we put in there. Do you want to give them a percentage discount? Do you want to give them a dollar discount? As you can see, you can change that, and it changes right here. It automatically responds. So let's see. I will do 50% discount. My gosh. More than likely, you're going to do 25%. And that's a great deal. I don't know a driver that isn't going to say, woo! Then you can select limit 1 per customer, or they can do it more. Usually this is most common, limit 1 per customer. Then require a coupon code. And this is where you would put in the coupon code. And let's see. I'll just say that the coupon code is example. I try to keep it as easy as possible. That would be my suggestion. Then you say, I'm going to launch the coupon campaign. So it is launched. And if we scroll down, as you can see down here, active coupon campaigns, it lists it. ID, cancel, the start date, the beginning date, it's active. Example coupon, percentage, there's no limit, 25%. Code is example, and required 1 code. So that is how that will work when you're creating a coupon. Let's go and close the coupon sections. Now let's go to open spaces settings. It's a space editor. This basically, let's say you have a gated area. Your property that you're going to be offering parking on has a gate. Some do, some do not. If you're a gas facility, you have services like that, chances are you're not going to have a gate, but you never know. You may find that there's so much business demand that are asking for secured parking that it's financially conducive to you to go have a gate system put in on only a few parking spaces towards the back, and you may do that. If you do, you would have potentially gate codes, the key codes. And so you can do that. You can set those here, as you can see in the space actions, set the key codes, and it'll be a range of key codes. from A to Z, 1 to 10, things of that nature, and you put in that range and random or list, minimum, maximum. And once you do that, then you click the submit button. It puts it into the system, and that will feed to the customer, your customer, the driver. He will see that come up when he pays. It will grab a code from here that you've set up, and it'll give it to him to open and close the gates. You can also add spaces. How many spaces should be added? What section? And as you can see over to the left here, the sections. There's section A, B, any number that you decided how you run your yard. As you can see here, we've put examples in section A, space 1. It is active, it's true, and there's a key code of 4326. So that is what the customer, the driver, will receive when he pays. You can also assign spaces to a section, to a particular section. If you're having a company that is doing it weekly or monthly, they're going to want a specified area that is always going to be available to them. This is where you submit that. Enter the space range, how many, and then the section name. Again, section name is over here. It could be any alphanumeric number you come up with. Then you have toggle spaces. You enter a space. It's kind of like a lottery. And then you can reset ordinals. Ordinals is just a fancy word for resetting the space numbers and all of these numbers. It's kind of clear out and start over. Then we're going to go back to no action because I don't want any action on this poor company since I'm the one in here playing and it's live. So that is the spaces editor. I'm going to close that. And that basically comes to fruition of the best way how to move around inside your environment for the administrative section. If you have any other questions, of course, contact us. Let us know. Reach out to your sales rep, reach out to your customer service rep, or contact us via our website any time of day. And we will immediately have someone either in technical contact you if it's a technical question, or a customer service question if you're having any issues or you have any needs, or think up anything that might have come up that didn't come up when the sales rep and the technical team were working with you. Believe me, everybody comes up with questions they never thought they would. And there is no such thing as a bad question or one that doesn't make sense except for the one that's not asked. So to log out of here, as you will, you can just hover over your name, click on it, and it's going to say log out of Site Manager, or if you accidentally did it, you can cancel. But we're going to log out. And as you can see, it takes you back to the original where you can log back in when you're ready to come in. And this is very nice because it is allowing you as the business owner or manager to train any employee, maybe a graveyard employee, that they can go in and do anything that you want them to do or you have allowed them to do. So thank you again. And we look forward to doing more business with you at Reserve 24/7.